Los Angeles can grind you down if you let it. So I guess you could say I was in the right place at the right time. Carrie was in a similar situation. This is Carrie. When we hit Rock Springs, Wyoming, we met up with Jessica. She was the one who organized this whole thing. She swore it would be worth it. No one really knew what worth it even meant. But here we are, ready to find out.
It's not a picture.
We headed north into the Wind River Mountains to meet up with another longtime friend, Zach, who also happened to be in the right place at the right time. Zach had spent the last 10 years in the military, but had recently decided that that was enough for now. He was building a cabin in the mountains near the launch point for our expedition. Everyone was about 2 hours late, except for Zach. It didn't matter, though. The eclipse was 26 hours away. There was no rush. The last one to arrive was Kylie, because he was launching a dredge for his family business at one of the local mines that morning.
And then I would say put that in the center, probably, or right in front of somebody's feet.
This is not gonna fit me. We should leave this one.
That's a life jacket. What else is in a life jacket? I thought it was beautiful. Give me my oar. Hit me. Spin us around. What's up, guys? About flipping the canoe. Lost everything.
Bowls.
Now we're worried about bug bites.
The candles in the bowls.
It's been a struggle.
It should be like
Hopefully we'll
the water,
press on.
or the gallon water thing.
Yeah.
I think it's like 7 p.m.
How far do we have?
2 miles minus this distance here, which is about 100 yards, so about 2 miles.
Here we are learning a life lesson. Even a calm river is hard to paddle up. I was the first to get my feet wet. Jessica and Kylie powered through until they almost capsized. Zach finally made the call to set up camp and make a run at the river the next morning. No one argued.
Wait, you're shitting me, right? What? We're carrying these boats?
Not very far. Oh no, we can. I guess.
Or we can empty and then.
But maybe we put it.
No, it's easier to carry it.
But we could keep them in here so it's dry.
It's gonna be easier to carry it. Okay. Should we do four people on each?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's not kill ourselves.
There's an old saying, the later in the day that you get your feet wet in the wilderness, the greater the chances you'll drink too much whiskey to warm them up that night. The river wasn't any easier to go up the next day, but at least we had daylight on our side.
Jessica stepped in the bog.
We made camp ahead of schedule, so we paddled to the head of the second lake for sunset. Some things stay with you for the rest of your life. Here's the sun setting over Flat Top Mountain on August 20th, 2017. We paddled back to camp during blue hour, with the lake to ourselves. That night, Zach made his famous chili stew, which consisted of 1 can chili, 1 can stew. We forgot a can opener. The morning of the eclipse, we woke up like any other day. We made breakfast, packed up the tents, and then waited.
Is that the direction the clouds come from? Uh-oh. Let's hope they burn off.
It's a strange place to be, waiting for the night in the middle of the day. It messes with your mind. This is my second meal of the day. It's around 9:30 a.m. Maybe it was all in our heads. Or maybe it was actually something with the eclipse.
We may be out of luck.
It happened slowly, and at first you needed special glasses to even notice that the moon was passing in front of the sun. The sky turned a deep blue and the temperature dropped. Birds chirped like it was morning or evening, or they weren't even quite sure. At 10:38 a.m. on August 21st, 2017, for 2 minutes and 23 seconds, we stared directly into the sun. Everyone said some things that none of us can remember. Maybe a joke was made, we probably laughed. Who cares? We were lost in the moment. Here's a picture I took. And then it was over. We canoed back down the river and across the lake without stopping.
Bringing it on home.
We took one more look at the horizon, where 2 hours earlier the moon had completely shadowed the sun.
Really?
There was no sign that anything had ever happened. The sky has no memory. It felt foolish thinking that this excursion would provide us with answers. I guess that's the eclipse effect. What is anyone looking for when they stare directly into the sun? We're all just trying to find ourselves in something, but what we really need is something to get lost in. I guess you could say we did that.